CNN thought they had the perfect segment lined up. 3 Black Americans who voted for Trump. Surely they'd be full of regret, ready to denounce their decision on national TV, right? Well, that's not what happened. Welcome to Nelly Miranda. Before we get into this video, I want to sincerely thank all 7,000 of you for subscribing and supporting my channel. I could cry right now. And let me tell you guys, the lack of sleep been so real. So feel free to send me super thanks for a cup of coffee. I love you guys so much.
You do well.
And here we are in South Carolina with 3 Trump voters. You weren't always a Republican.
No. Actually, I come from a family that was like super Democratic. My first time voting, I voted Democrat. I voted for Joe Biden.
What about Trump appealed to you?
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, part of it is he's an asshole. I like authenticity.
Let's be honest, Trump can be abrasive, but in a strange way. That's why so many people respect him, because of his authenticity. He doesn't tiptoe around issues or speak in polished political jargon. He doesn't filter every sentence to make it safe or palatable. He just says what he thinks directly, unapologetically, and without fear of offending anyone. Is it brash? Yes. Is it unconventional? Definitely. But that's the raw, unfiltered honesty. It cuts right through the noise in most ways that politicians cannot. You may not always agree with him, but at least you know where he stands. And in today's world, we need that kind of clarity.
You voted for Obama then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. But 2020, you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone, her name is Candace Owens, and I read her book, and it just opened my eyes to maybe he's not this person that I have been led to believe that he was.
So you voted against Trump in 2016.
Yes.
But then in 2020, you voted for him?
Absolutely.
Why?
I saw how things were going during his first term, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I was pleased with what was happening. I saw the economy getting better. I saw country relations in certain countries getting better.
What are some things that he's doing that you do like?
For me, I like the border. I just don't like the idea of someone coming here illegally and getting benefits that can serve my community. So that's the reason why I support him on that border policy.
He made a point that most Americans would agree with on the border policy. Illegal immigration affects public services because it increases the demand for resources like schools, hospitals, housing, and social programs without a matching increase in tax revenue. Many undocumented immigrants aren't paying into the system through income taxes, but they still use public services, which strain budgets and create longer wait times in low-income communities that are already facing limited access to resources. The fact that they're allowed to have babies for free is beyond me. Yet I have to pay for private insurance, which doesn't even foot the entire hospital bill. How is that fair?
When you think about the border, you think about people coming here who are getting more help than people who live here and who were born here.
Yeah. And I got that perspective not from news channels. I got it from social media. TikTok is like a holy grail. We even see it with the things that we learn about the United States government. Outside of the United States, people are showing Americans, hey, look at what's going on. Do y'all know that your government is doing this? Have you seen this? Have you looked at it from this perspective?
Independent journalists, YouTubers, and TikTokers are important because they challenge the narratives pushed by mainstream media. They have more freedom to ask tough questions, cover underreported stories, and offer alternative viewpoints. They give audiences the chance to think critically, explore multiple sides of an issue, and make more informed decisions without the filter of a centralized agenda.
You know, people, when they think about a Trump voter, they usually think about like a white dude with like a red hat on and a pickup truck, and y'all are not that at all. So Donald Trump's team went in, they took down Harriet Tubman's picture for a quick minute. They're trying to like knock out the black museums. What does that have to do with the price of eggs, and how does that impact you?
In some ways, it's a slap in the face. In other ways, I don't care. I care more about how I'm going to take care of my children.
I don't think the average American cares about that. I know I am sick and tired of seeing Black people sit there and complain about something, but not taking action and steps to actually try to change things in an appropriate manner.
under the Trump and Biden administration, they came to certain agreements with police departments to be less brutal toward the black community. Trump has now ended all that. How does that help the black community?
I have a lot of issues with police reform and just with how police officers are treated as a whole. My husband is currently going through the process to become a police officer. The amount of hatred that cops get, even the best ones, I think has become a huge problem because it has been, especially around election times, when it definitely comes out of like, oh no, the cops are bad, the cops hate you because you're black, they're immediately deemed as evil.
This man is talking about running for a third term. Now, what do you think about that?
The third term, for me, absolutely not. I think it's at the end of these 4 years, it's time to move on.
This is a prime example of him trolling people because people have said, they're like, oh, if he gets in the office, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to try to run for a third term. So he's like, okay, y'all think I'm going to do that? I'm going to mess with y'all and say this to take y'all out.
I thought you loved this man because he's so authentic and he's such a truth teller.
But you need to know the difference between somebody trolling somebody, and this is a prime example of him being a troll.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump again, yes or no?
Yes, I would. Now, in the future, I am not a diehard Democrat or diehard Republican. If there were a Democratic candidate who was more aligned for me, then I would vote Democrat.
If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this next one.
She said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
They were expecting to hear disappointment, frustration, and maybe even apologies for voting for Trump. You could almost see it coming. The way that the questions were framed, the tone in Van Jones' voice, it was all lined up for a narrative. But instead of regret, what CNN got was resilience. These individuals weren't just standing by their vote. They were doubling down on it. You could almost feel Van Jones squirming like these were not the talking points that he rehearsed. This moment was huge and it exposed something deeper. The mainstream media often assumes that all Black Americans must think one way, vote one way, feel one way, and to be Black, you have to be some kind of Democrat. And no, people are born Black, not born Democrats. And these three shattered the illusion in real time. They weren't angry. They weren't brainwashed. They were thoughtful and unapologetic about their political choices. Van and Anderson then went on to undermine and discredit their sources and how they've come to be Trump supporters. Take a listen.
And Van Jones joins me now. It's interesting, most of the information that they are getting or misinformation they may be getting is coming from online.
Really 100%. The thing that surprised me the most was how much social media is dictating, especially the younger guy. You know, he said, look, I'm learning all this stuff about America that I didn't know. I'm like, where are you learning from? TikTok, China. Guys, you're a Republican and you're taking the Chinese narrative about your own country to heart. But that was a big part of their whole information ecosystem.
Yeah.
This isn't about agreeing with Trump. This is about the freedom to think for yourself regardless of your race, regardless of your background or media pressure. It's a reminder that Black Americans are not a monolith, that real conversations, one that challenge assumptions, are long overdue. CNN tried to paint a picture and their own guest flipped the canvas. That's the kind of moment we need more of in the media. If you value independent thought and honest conversations, do me a favor and like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.